welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to take you through a walkthrough of Darien Lake, now part of Six Flags. Darien Lake has been a part of Six Flags since 2019, but there have been quite a few more changes since we went in 2019. So I'm going to voice over tons of information for you guys so you are aware of all the new changes of Darien Lake. Darien Lake was one of our favorite parks for years and years and years, and there's definitely been a lot of changes and updates since it's been Six Flags. So we'll go over all of that. We also stayed at the campgrounds this year instead of the hotel at Darien Lake. So stay tuned for another video posted next week that shows you all of the campgrounds and the differences between the campground and the hotel. Also, please like and subscribe if you like this content, if you're interested in amusement parks, because we post at least once a week posting new amusement parks and new content that we go to that we love sharing with you guys. So thank you so much for watching and going on this ride with us together. With that in mind, stay tuned for the rest of the video. See ya!
Hello everyone, so we got to the park around 4 p.m. on Friday. The park actually opened at 5 p.m. that Friday and was open all day Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. The entrance is much like the other Six Flags entrances, where they have the temperature check and the security. One thing that's majorly different than 2019 is they used to not have a security checkpoint or gate at all at the entrances between the hotel and campgrounds and the Darien Lake Park. So if you were staying at the hotel and campgrounds, you literally could always just walk right into the park without going through any sort of gate or security check. And they completely changed that this year. They blocked off all the additional entrances, and you can only go through one security entrance. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Previously, you could bring whatever you so desired into the park, so people would bring their own coolers, etc. I saw lots of people trying to bring in glass bottles and stuff like that, probably stuff they used to be able to bring in. Now, obviously, you cannot bring that kind of thing in. Although I did find they were pretty lenient on food and most liquids going through that security gate, at least the one that we went through, which was between the campgrounds / hotel and the park. The batting cages were closed due to staffing, so was another ride that was closed that is permanently going to be closed is the giant wheel. You can see it took me a couple visits to actually figure this out, but they actually took off the seats that you sit in to go around it. It's just the body of the giant wheel left. One thing that is on the meal plan that is unique to Darien Lake is Anchor Bar. Anchor Bar is like a local, really famous chicken wing restaurant. I think they say they either created the hot sauce or the chicken wing, something like that, but it is really good. I definitely would suggest going there and getting a meal if you have the meal plan. That was the nicest thing about Darien Lake this year, is obviously we have our Six Flags memberships with the food on it. So we didn't have to really pay much for food the whole time. If we got anything extra, it was 50% off, how the Diamond Elite memberships have. So that was one really great thing about Darien Lake being Six Flags, is we saved a lot of money on the food. And now to the saddest part about the whole trip. Maria's Italian kitchen is seemingly closed. Not sure if it's just this year or it's forever, but this was our favorite restaurant of the whole place. It had the best food. It had banana pepper crunch rolls, which they actually might be Joe and I's favorite food on planet Earth, and they didn't have them anymore this year, but our fingers are crossed that it was just a this year kind of thing, because they didn't have the picnic area open, and I believe that's where they cater the food, so hoping it's just this year, but it definitely is not open. Also at Shipwreck Falls, they did take that giant shark off the entrance. Not sure if that's permanent or just this year either. They added a new food store that's called Beef and Beer. It does have a couple meals on it, and we did get the beef on weck, and it was awesome, and the lady who works there is so nice, so definitely recommend getting that as well. So now on to the rides. I don't know if ride-offs is even something I want to talk about. I'm really sad about it. Trust me, I know every park is having major issues with ride-offs, but I will say Darien Lake was beyond slow. It took about 10 to 12 minutes to load each train on Superman, and they only have one train. So yeah, it took about 10 to 12 minutes. Just doing your fast pass, it typically took about a 45-minute wait just for fast pass. So it looked like the regular line, and I heard some people talk, was about 3.5 hours most of the time, because like I said, it was about a 10 to 12, 15 minute.
This is a very different procedure from every other Six Flags park. See, it says one ride, one time. Present this. But one ride, one time, one rider, and up to 3 additional riders. So that means if you're a Diamond Elite, you can take 3 more people with you.
4 people total.
That is what all.
And back to good news. They did have the Maple Ale beer again, which is Maple Sunshine Ale, which is one of the best beers I've ever drank. I'm not really a beer drinker, so maybe that says a lot, but it's really good. They also have Maple Sunshine Blueberry, and they have watermelon flavored beer too. I mean, they have really cool stuff on tap, which is way different than other parks, so I will definitely give them credit for that. It also seems like they added to the meal plan the Beaver Brothers Cafe, the buffet, which is really awesome. So it looks like if you pay an additional, I believe, $2 for lunch or the dinner buffet, you can get the buffet with the meal plan. So, or $3, sorry. So that's a really good deal, because we did go in just to check out the buffet and see what was on it, and it looked like there was different kind of pastas and meats and stuff like that. So it definitely would be really filling, especially if you're starving.
Best ride in the park, Moose on the Loose.
If you've never ridden Moose on the Loose, you are severely missing out. They were supposed to get a new water slide for this year. Here is all of the parts to the new water slide. It's actually behind Tantrum. So if you go to Tantrum, you'll see all the parts for the water slide. So the line actually ended up getting longer. This is just the line in the back of the park for the hotel and campground people. And this was before the park opened on Saturday morning. So you can see the line took forever. It took us about like 30 minutes just to get into the park Saturday and Sunday. Again, that's totally different than they used to have. You used to just be able to literally walk right into the park. I just had a feeling, I knew Six Flags would change that. That was such a good aspect of staying at the hotel or the campground. So that definitely was a change that we didn't love. And keep that in mind. If you are gonna do that, you definitely need to get in line early if you want to get into the park right away. I'm not sure if the line was shorter at the front of the park, but it did seem like the front of the park got really congested too, as far as the security goes. Even Predator's lines were so long. So this was probably taken at right at 11:30 when we walked in the park, and you can see the lines already out of the queue into the park. And this, I believe Predator only has one train, same with Superman. So I mean, the Predator line at that point probably was at least an hour and a half because of taking the fast lanes in. And like I said, they take about 10 minutes to load each train. So I believe they're actually taking out Hook's Lagoon next year. Not entirely sure why, because it almost looked refurbished. I have some good footage of it, but it looked really, really nice and clean this year. It really looked like they, cleaned it up and refurbished so much of it. So I'm really surprised to see that they might be taking this out for next year. So if this is an area that your kids like, definitely visit it before it is gone.
cannot believe there is no water in the lazy river. We love this lazy river here. It's one of our favorite things to do, and there's no water in it. Such a bummer.
So as you saw, the lazy river was closed when we were there, which was definitely a bummer. We love the lazy rivers, just kind of taking an hour or two just to kind of go around and around. So that was a major bummer. You know, there was nothing on their website or anything that said it was going to be closed, but it definitely was completely empty and closed. So that was one thing. They did have all the rest of the slides open on Sunday, and Saturday they did have the racers closed with the lazy river, but they did end up opening the racers on Sunday, which I have some footage of coming up here in a little bit. Of course, as it seems like every park is understaffed right now, this was, again, right when I was filming this was right when the water park opened at noon. When we came back later this day at like 1:30 to actually go to the water park, the line to get on any of these slides was about 45 minutes to an hour, and the same thing for Tornado, which is their slide this slide. The line for this was at bare minimum 45 minutes all the time. So again, keep that in mind. They only have one lifeguard working, so the operations are, obviously going to be slow. One bonus, like Joe was talking about earlier, that you do get with Diamond Elite memberships and memberships in general versus a season pass is skip the line. A couple skip the line cards each time you go to a park. This specific park at Darien Lake gives you a skip the line like business card looking thing that Joe showed earlier, and that gives you get two of those if you're a Diamond Elite, and you can bring 4 people for each card. So it's totally different than other parks that just give you like a little receipt and that's your one pass for one person. So you actually get way more here, so that was really nice, especially because the lines were so long. So I absolutely appreciated that aspect of it. And just, memberships in general, especially with Six Flags, are so much better than the season passes. So I highly encourage you to look into them if that's something that you're interested in. Tantrum was by far, leaps and bounds, the fastest operation. I know it's a super easy train to load because there's not, that many people on it, but it did seem like they had their A team there. And the line for Tantrum was always really long because it's one of their premier coasters, but you could get off and on that really fast even without a fast pass. So I will say they definitely had their best crew at Tantrum all the days we were there. Mind Eraser was closed most of the time we were there, but randomly, I think for 1 hour, the last hour on Saturday, and maybe 1 or 2 hours on Sunday afternoon, it was open. So it wasn't closed the whole time. It was open really briefly, and when it was open, the line looked like it was about an hour plus. So keep that in mind. If you see Mind Eraser open and you want to ride it, probably hop on the second that you see it's open because it might be closed. Most of the food and drinks were pretty easy to get, not a huge wait. So I would say they did pretty good with the food operations. We were able to get that pretty fast. Oh, and then other good news, Pirate Ship is open this year. It has been closed for quite some time, and now it is finally open, so that's definitely a positive.
Okay, we want to talk.
So I was about to rant, and I actually deleted like our full rant because it sounded really complainy. Oh, by the way, these are the buffalo chicken crunch rolls, the kind of version of the banana crunch rolls that are really, really awesome. They are actually at the back of that bar in the back. So it's kind of hidden in the back, but it's on the meal plan.
An alligator. Because they guess my weight at 30 pounds, 20 pounds heavier than I am. So I want an alligator.
Anyways, with my deleted rant, it is just really frustrating. I think, you know, I'm so excited to be back at the parks, but it actually was better last year during COVID when we were visiting all the parks. Obviously, you know, safely with mask on, but it seemed like more people were working then and the parks were more staffed then than they have been this year. It seems like almost every single park we go to is severely understaffed. And although obviously we're so appreciative the parks are open, it just is a bummer when so much of the park is closed and things take so much longer and not all the amenities are there. And, you know, it does definitely take away from the experience, especially because, again, people that are paying for one-day passes and things like that, you are paying the same price. And especially staying at Darien Lake, like it isn't cheap to stay at the hotel or the campgrounds. So again, we're paying the same price we would have always paid. And when, you know, so much is closed and like the rides take forever, etc., it can, you know, just become a little bit annoying. So definitely just something to keep in mind when you are booking and when you are going to, you know, parks like a Darien Lake, is you're definitely going to have a much different experience than you had in the past, not only just with Six Flags, you know, taking over Darien Lake and kind of taking out some of the things that, you know, made Darien Lake a little bit charming, but, you know, the Six Flags, the COVID stuff. Oh, also, you can see, I just filmed it a little bit. I'll film it again here in a second. But one of the dumbest things I've seen, I don't know, I think this is for COVID. I have no idea why, for social distancing. They empty out the wave pool every so often, and then everybody crowds around the wave pool, and they're closer together to each other than they were when they were in the wave pool. So it literally makes no sense. It's one of those rules that I don't know if anyone really thought about it before they did it. Again, it might not be due to social distancing, but for some reason I thought I heard that it was. Anyways, that's the end of our park visit. Oh, we did want to put in some bonus footage where we went to Indian River Falls restaurant. Best restaurant ever, one of my favorites, hands down. It is only 5 minutes from the park, so if you're leaving the park, definitely give it a try. You will not regret it. Their French onion soup is the best French onion soup we've ever had in our lives, and even though we were stuffed, we had to go try it. So Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna put some more videos about the campgrounds and the hotels up here on our channel very soon. And we have lots and lots and lots of more plans to post different parks this summer. So please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon. They always ask us why we think Darien Lake is the best park ever. What other park can you stay on site, bring your own drinks into the park? You can go all day at the park. If you want to drink in the park, you can get $8.99 or less refills of your drinks in the park. And then after you go to the park all day, you can see Bryan Adams, Chicago, the Great Dead and Company. I mean, bands galore play at this park, and then you can walk right back to your cabin or to your RV. There's no better place